All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back with more of the Expanse and jiggly cameras. We're at Season 1, Episode 7. It's called Windmills. So full spoilers if you haven't seen the episode. We are in the back half of the season, and that means that sometimes you have episodes that are good, but they're mostly set up for things to come. And that's what this is. Now, this is not a bad episode, but it's not one of those that blows you away. It's kind of filled with tropes that you've seen in other things. And I do have my little cheat sheet here to make sure I don't get lost. So anyway, let's start with Miller's story. So since he's been fired, he's doing, again, I keep having to compare him to Ned Stark, where he's that man who's seeking the truth to something that nobody wants him to look into, but he's, a man on a mission still. I like that he's sending this message to Julie Mao's father. Now, whether or not that message could bite him in the ass, because I still kind of feel like Julie Mao's father could very well be important in the discovery of what's really going on. So, but it is a nice message for Miller to give. I mean, as far as his character goes, giving more insight into his, motivations and things like that, and honesty, But again, telling maybe the right person, maybe the wrong person, you don't know, because I mean, leaving the message saying that this is the kind of job that they give when they don't really want to find somebody, when they don't really want the truth. They give these jobs to me because basically my whole life I haven't really been doing my job. I've been doing as I'm told, and basically just kind of pushing things under the rug, letting the status quo just keep kind of going. And now that he's changed, again, it just doesn't bode well for him, but he's still looking. And he doesn't really have much to do. Again, this is all like, set up for what's to come with his character, where he goes to the bar and gets into a little bit of a scuffle, sees Dawes, and Dawes kind of, being kind of happy that he's, still got that, getting this fire, and that he's, kind of passionate and, looking for things. And, he's got his usual, like, you haven't lost everything yet. When you do, you'll know your way home and it will welcome you. See, now some people think you might think if you see that this is words of wisdom to tell somebody on their way to a pathway to enlightenment or something. To me, it's a goodbye. To me, it sounds like something you say to somebody when you know you'll never see him again. But that's fine. Miller goes to Mao's place, kind of turns it upside down, looking for anything and not finding it. But then when he sees that bird that he saw in the first episode, kind of gives him a little bit of, I guess, hope. I don't know, but he, let's see, I gotta make sure I just stay on the, he gets that message, that's right, that the Anubis that he was looking for, the ship, that's not there, but one of its shuttles is, and it's been like getting dock fees. He takes her necklace, takes her money, cashes those in. Not the necklace though. The chips that he gets, that's his bribes. Okay. He hangs up his hat. That's a thing, that keeps the rain off his head. So basically he's prepared, it's kind of a symbol saying that he's prepared to, have things really hit him, like take responsibility. Octavia, he has to say goodbye to her, and this is like a suicide mission in my opinion, and he'd just be dragging her along with him. And I think that's something he knows. I think the possibility of imminent death isn't lost on him, so that's kind of interesting. Now we have, he gets on the ship and he takes off, and that's pretty much his little journey there. It's not much. It's just, again, where is he since he got fired? What is he going to do about it? So we see, he's not giving up, and he's headed to Arrow Station. So as we see with other stories, there's going to be a convergence on Eros, it looks like, coming up pretty soon. I'm going to try to say her name, Christian Avasarala. Might have said that almost right. Our UN ambassador lady type person. I love my technical terms, the UN ambassador lady type person. She's on Earth to go talk to Holden's mother, who's played by, I believe it's Frances Fisher or Frances Farmer. Frances Fisher, that's right. She's been in a ton of stuff. She's a good actress. And she just wants to be able to say, she wants to get into Holden's head. Because everybody wants to call him a terrorist, and she at least is willing to go out there and try to find out more about him, from his mother. And they do like a nice little song and dance with each other about, political niceties and general chit chat. And, that only goes so far before they start getting to what's real and explaining, how parents perceive their kids and all this stuff. But that, he was a good kid in that he hasn't found his place in the world, but he's trying to, and he's trying to be a good person. And that in the end, she gets the information she needs, which is that he's not a terrorist. But at this point, they don't care. Her boss doesn't care. He's sent out a black ops mission to take him at Eros when they get there. So it's just, and now everybody, they know that he's headed to Eros. And so she's tried to do her job, but then we'll see what happens then. So we get to now Holden and everybody else's storyline. Now, this is where this is why I have this, because I started getting confused right off the get-go. Mostly because I've got a lot on my mind, and sometimes this show is really hard to follow. So, okay, so the stowaway on board their boat, on their ship, they find out that somebody's broadcasting, and Amos goes down there and beats the shit out of the guy, which, that's what he does. He's the consultant for Davila Aeropostale, who's been stealing code and tech from the Tycho station for 2 years. So he's the spy that Christian wanted to borrow, the one that was spying on Fred Johnson. Now, I'm sorry, for earlier in another episode, I thought that Fred Johnson was the spy. No, it's this guy. He's the one that's spying, and he's the one now on their ship. So they're going to get boarded by like a Martian patrol. And that's really all this really for them is this episode is them trying to get from where they were to Aero Station. And in the middle, they have to have something to do for an episode to make it interesting and to drag out the plot a little bit, which is fine. So they have to try to come up with find the codes, the Black Ops type codes that would be on the ship, so that they don't get boarded by these people and get caught, and the whole plan would be over. And in this, we just get more character, where Holden kind of is done with Amos because he is scary. He is just shoot first, ask questions later. And Holden's not going to kill him there. It's just one of those things because the writers aren't going to let that happen. It's one of those last minute, like when they're defusing a bomb situations where 3, 2, 1, they fix it, Well, in this, it's the same thing, except they got to open a safe to get the codes to tell the people what they are so that they'll back off. And it's just a matter of like waiting that time out and having some character development in there, to pad the episode. And it's not bad because, they get it all done. The spy, I don't try, man, this guy's, he's like, I don't know how many episodes he's going to be in this, but the first person I thought of again, people are going to be sick and tired of me referencing Game of Thrones, but he just kind of reminds me of like these kind of spies and data brokers. They kind of remind me of Littlefinger. And those are the people that are really dangerous. Because they will find ways to turn on you just when you least expect it. And with the way they just keep shooting this guy scenes where he's just shifty. He's just a shifty fucker. Okay? I don't trust him. He's a spy. So they're on their way now to Aero Station. Holden wants her to get him under control, or we need to get rid of him. Not get rid of, but make him leave. And that's really it. Windmills is a decent episode, but like I said, it's mostly set up. And that's okay. And so that's it for this. I really have nothing else to say. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe. Anybody that comments on this, I do realize I'm not going into as much detail as I usually do. And like I said, it's because this is a filler episode. And there's nothing wrong with that. Every show has it. And it doesn't mean that they're bad or not well acted or anything. It's just to build up to something else. So hopefully, because we've only got 3 episodes left this season, so it should be amping up. This show does not like to take, a lot of downtime. So I'm assuming that things are going to ramp up again really quick. So again, like I said, like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. This is Rob for Smirking Interviews. I just posted my Essential Film Series Episode 2 for Ghost in the Darkness from 1996 with Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas. I'm really proud of that video. As well as my latest Better Call Saul video. I'm really proud of that one too. Also, we just put up the new Castle Rock episode that I didn't hate. So there's stuff to watch on the channel. So if you like these stuff, please be a subscriber. Hit the bell for notifications on any of my videos. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day.